Right, you fuckers, you don't know what you're in for. I've written this down because I've almost pig-shut myself with fear facing you all. You're gonna have to behave, okay? Oh, that squeaky sound, it sounds like hemorrhoids. Okay, thank you all for coming. I know that you've all been fleeced a huge amount of money to get in here, and we've had some complaints. Somebody phoned up and said, and I'm terribly sorry because I paid £100 and I'm in the front row, and we have to say, yes, but you're going to be closest to the cast at the end, my darling, so whoever you are, I hope you don't mind. Okay, towards the end of Lawrence of Arabia, Lawrence walks into a British officers' mess in Cairo with two Arab compatriots and demands not booze, but 3 glasses of lemonade, to which the grandees inquire, you know, who are you and what is your name? To which Lawrence riposts, my name is for my friends. Just before my father died, he advised me that if you have 5 friends in your life, consider yourself a rich man. The generosity, loyalty, and support that has been afforded this event and charity tonight makes me feel like a billionaire. Okay.
And I think it's great.
Victoria, do you have a favourite line from the film?
I only know one line and it's really rude.
Which one is it? Can you
I
say we can bleep it out?
I can't. I'll let you know after I've seen it.
I can't remember any of them because I was very stoned when I saw it. That was a long time ago, and there's strictly an illegal practice, I should point out.
In a facial gesture, could you sum up the film?
I think it's a very wonderful British comedy.
Yeah, as a facial gesture, could you sum up?
As a facial gesture.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's just off the cuff, and it looks like none of it was meant to happen, and that's why it's exuberance.
You must have a favourite line.
Yes, I've said it about 15 times already.
Richard is so funny, kind, and brilliant actor, and his wife is Scottish.
1,234 phone calls, that's 5 weeks to you, have gone by since this idea of raising money for Waterford with Withnail event flickered across my brain and synapsed. Anyway, I have a thank you list, and I'm going to take some deep breaths to try and get through these as quickly as possible. Not because they're not important, but because, you know, it's probably boring for you, but I am duty-bound to say this. Lord and Lady Attenborough, great trustees and chairman of the school. He has donated an incredible amount of money every single year that nobody knows about. He's ill tonight, he's just come back from Los Angeles, his apologies. Richard Curtis at Comic Relief, Ross James and his team at the Odeum, Jungle.com, Catherine Hallett.
Do you know, I've just saw it once and thought it was fantastic and haven't seen it now for 17 years, so tonight's going to be a real surprise, or however many years it is.
When you saw it, what was your reaction?
Fantastic. Unbelievable that a film can be so relaxed and offhand. And of course Richard was so startling to see such a wild performance from somebody you'd never even glimpsed before. Was so peculiar. I just remember him saying fuck all the time. I have no particular memory of which order he said it in. So I nicked the beginning of 4 Weddings from.
Julian Metcalf, Robert Bourne, Joan Washington, my gorgeous wife, Sam Taylor-Wood, Dion Glover, Michael Pickwood, Peter Hannon, Sally Jones, Colin Davidson, David Dundas and Rick Wentworth, Ralph Brown, Richard Griffiths, Paul McGann, and most of all, Bruce Robinson, without whom this film, event, or my career would not exist.
It's got nothing to do with me tonight. I'm here because it's his night, you know, and I'm a guest. So I'm pleased to be invited.
Last time you saw the film?
In 1987 on a screen, and I've seen it every night since on the telly, of course. But no, I haven't seen it for 10 years.
Have you painful memories looking back on making it, or happy ones?
I think happy ones. It was the happiest creative experience I've ever had, and it's so nice tonight because the whole cast is going to be here, except for the ones who've died, and so I'm really pleased to be here, see them.
Finally, a touch of autobiography in the writing.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, so the only things I ever write that are any good, I think, are sort of autobiographical.
Now, the serious bits again. Every single penny of your cash is going to the bursary funds. Nothing will go to a middleman, dodgy politician, new car for the headmaster's wife, absolutely bugger all. It is all going, and I guarantee this. I was at school with Nelson Mandela's daughters, and none of us believed at the time that he would ever be released from prison or the Berlin Wall would come down. The need for multiracial schools with these ideals might seem obsolete now, but I hardly need to underline the fact that a neo-Nazi sympathizer has just been democratically elected to office in Austria, and exactly. It speaks for itself. As I said in my appeal letter to you, all your contribution is an affirmation of faith in another human's future. So, here's the plan. I'll shut up, we'll roll the flick. Afterwards, Hugh from Christie's is going to fleece you for even more money to buy all this crapola that we've got. We've got a question and answer with the original cast are going to stagger up here, those who are still alive. I'll tell you more about that later. And as my great friend Paul McGann and co-stars said, tonight is tantamount to a Viking funeral, so let's set the old punts on fire and send him off to cult nirvana.
Relax, man. You're experiencing a rush. You have done something to your body.
Richard and Paul carried the movie, obviously, and they giggled a lot through rehearsals, I remember. I based it on people I knew and on behaviour that I knew around Lewis and East Sussex, where I come from. But the voice, obviously, wasn't mine. The hair wasn't mine, as it isn't tonight.
Oh, really?
No.
You've winked up for the occasion.
Yeah. This is quite easily removable. This is what I actually look like in real life. But, you know, you have to give the public what they want, and I think what they want is...
The character.
This.
Now, I could hit you with 10 milligrams of diazepam, and that will bring you down. But why trust one drug and not the other? Something like that. I mean, it was 13 years, but I adore all his stuff. My jaw sagged when I watched him do it. I just thought this, because I knew guys like that.
We've come on holiday by mistake. I really like that line. But actually, all of them, you know, they've just joined the vernacular, haven't they?
Camberwell carrot. Gotta be the Camberwell.
Ralph Brown, Danny the drug dealer. Bruce Robinson, who wrote and directed this epic, is not coming forward. Please beg him on our behalf. Please, Bruce. Please. Eddie Tager, presuming Ed, where are you? Brandon Jones, pro drag lady. Michael Morgan, who plays Holstein Dag's son. I know he doesn't want to come up, but you've got to. The people have paid £100 to see you. Come on. Where are you? Where are you, Michael? He's coming. Uncle Monty is here. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard.
For about 10 years, I was asked to be the head of every gay AIDS-related charity in the country, and I used to have to say to them, I think you're barking up the wrong trouser here, mate. You know, I'm not really a good figurehead for that. Monty is.
So where did Monty come from? Was it purely in the script, or?
Oh, it's all Bruce. My idea was that it was just a little bit less camp than Kenny Williams, and he would constantly say, "No, stop, no camp, no, we'll go again on that. Look, stop doing the camp. It doesn't need to be camp. Just say it. It'll be funny." And I said, but he said, no, just say it. It'll be funny.
The late great Noel Johnson, who played the old barkeeper, who is no longer with us, sadly, 2 years ago, and Rhys Llewellyn, who was the proprietor of the tea shop, is no longer with us, wherever you are. And Irene Sutcliffe, who was the Margaret Thatcher lookalike in the tea shop, in the Penrith tea rooms, apologizes. She said 8 o'clock is her bedtime and she's playing bridge with her mates in Portugal. Michael Elphick, thank you very much, young man. Michael Elphick is opening in a play in Dartford tonight, poor fucker. He sends his best to us. And where is Anthony Wise? Get him back in the van. He had a ticket. Is he here? Are you here? Show yourself, boy. Where are you? Here he is! I wrote to Robert Oates, who played the other policeman, and I've sent telephone calls via his agent at the National Theatre where he worked, and I don't know what happened to him. He's underground, he never replied, so he is the one missing link here tonight, but otherwise, this is the one and only time you're going to see us all alive in the same place. And now, oh, thank you. The most fantastic audience. Hugh from Christie's is now going to try and blag you out of money, so don't tell me that you've got to go to the loo now, because they've locked the doors at the back. And the estimates, which struck me as very high, I may have given you thromboses, the pop and memorabilia people at Christie's assured me that these were way under the estimates, so I hope that you can dig deep knowing that this is going to buy a big fat bursary for somebody in Swaziland. Thank you very much. And after the auction, you can then ask us gang, whatever you want.
Before I start, I have a very happy task of presenting a cheque to Richard from lastminute.com, who have been responsible for looking after the ticket sales tonight. And I have an initial cheque here for just under £40,000 as an initial down payment on the ticket sales. Lot number one shown here is the original clapperboard from the film. And we'll start me off nice and slowly at, shall we say, £50? That's £50 anyway. 50, I've got it here. £300 on the left, and selling £300. Sold to you, sir. Thank you very much. £300. Lot number two, the standee showing here. Thank you. Lot number two, the video release display standee, and we'll start with £50 again. £50. That's £50. 320 at the very back. 350, sir. Well done, sir. 350. Where have you gone, madam? At 350, 380 in the white. Shakes his head. Gratefully. 380. I think you have it over there, madam. 380. Any more on the right? It's all going there at 380. No more. Shout if I'm missing you. It's at 380. Yours again, madam. Well done. 380. Thank you. Now we have lot number 4, the Italian poster showing here. Why they call it Shakespeare at breakfast, I don't know. But there it is, it's Shakespeare al colazione. Very good. Any Italians in tonight? You can start bidding in lira if you want. There it is. And gentle bid here, please, of £50. Anyway, again, we'll start 50, 60, 70, 80, £100. Thank you, madam. 1,600 now, 17 back in. That's £1,700. 17 has it, 18 at the moment. 1,900. I love them. Looking for 2,000, sir. Round it up. 2,000, thank you, sir. £2,200.
Go on, Chris.
2, 2. With you, Mr. Baker, 2002. 2, 4. 2, 6. 2, 6. Mr. Baker has it. I'm selling it 2, 6. Last chance, sir. No? Sold, Mr. Baker. Thank you, sir.
Favourite scene is when they got the chicken and he says, how do we make it die?
Lot number 6. T-shirt. Beautifully modelled. Beautifully modelled. Yes.
There, you see.
It's got two sides.
I thought you were going to say I got two things, which I have, which is why I can't really talk much. But it's got a wonderful quote on the back, which is, what does it say?
I demand to have some booze. And on the front it says, Withnail and I, better than antifreeze, far superior to Mets, Robinson, England.
So it's got to be at least £200 to start this one. Ignore the estimate in the capital. £200, £200 I'm looking for. Well done, sir. Well done, £200. Sold to you, madam. Thank you, £300. Lady over here. Going there, £50 for the original call sheet for Withnail and I. £50 to start me off slowly. Thank you, sir. £50 offered. 170. Lady in the fifth row has it at £170.
180.
Always one. 180 now. 190. Where are you, sir? £200. Well done, sir. Well done. Now we go on to lot number 9. The Crow Crag farm site. £100 we have. We're offered money in again at £100. You are done. It's yours, sir. £350. Wherever you are, just put your hand up again. There you are. Lot number 8. And I have had an email bid on this lot, which is rather exciting. So I will start the bidding off. £200 for this lot. £200 I have offered here with me at £200. Got a lot for it to go, so keep bidding. We have 210 from the Australian contingent.
She flew from Australia, the mad woman.
£10 bid. Well done, madam. £220 I have though. £250 at the back. 280. 280 I've taken. £300. 320. 350. 360. 380. £510. I think you have it, madam. My bid has now disappeared out the window. I think you have it, madam.
Right. The regiment.
There we are. Lot number 10 is Withnail. Bang. Look, there it is. Icon. Richard wants a drink. There we are. There we are. What else we got in there? A potato. That's mine. It's like Mary Poppins. Rich and I are going to drink all these while I sell this stuff. So, lot 10, all inclusive. A little opening bid of £100, anyway, £100, £100, offered here in front. At £100, 120 there, 150, madam, 150. Where are you, sir? 150 has it on the front row at 150. Any more now? £150 is nothing. £300, far more like it, sir. £300, 350 now. 4, sir. Well done, sir. £400. At £400, £400 is on the aisle. Shall need a drink after that one, sir. £400, it's there at the moment. I'm selling in the distance £400. See anyone else, Richard? It's sold to you, sir. £400. Well done. A whole selection of unpublished black and white photographs. Two showing considerably more than that.
By Ralph Steadman, never seen before. We took them in a bathroom at Shepperton Studios before we started shooting. On a 60s Pentax. Signed.
You're going to lose it, madam. £1,200 on the stage.
Is it Madonna?
It is. Don't touch it. 12. It's behind me at 12. I'm selling. At 12, madam, no more. Sure? 12 it is then. Behind me, 12 to you, sir. Thank you very much. £500 at least, please. £500. £500 anywhere. 500, thank you, madam. £500 offered at £500. 11, it's yours, sir. Thank you. £1,100. Gentleman's bid. And now we have Richard's presentation with Withnail hip flask. There it is, in one.
Signed from Bruce and Paul, the producer, summer 1986 on the back. Ralph Steadman's logo on the front. Computer. Priceless.
£200. £200 anywhere, £200 for the flask. 200, 250. Three with the lady. Sold to you, madam, £800. Well done, thank you. Lot number 15 then, Richard's personal script. It's got to be £500. Anybody, well done, madam. £500 to start me off nice and steadily at £500. Any advance of £500 is here. 6 for the lady. 7 here. 800. 900. £1,000. £3,400. Quick discussion. 3,600. I see no. 3,600. Sure, sir. 3,600. It's in the middle. It gets you towards the back. Last chance, sir. 3,800. He's back. 3,800 has it. 3,008. One more, sir. Make it 4. Are you done, sir? 3,800. Thank you very much. So it's 3,800 at the back. Are you all done? I'm selling £3,800. See you, Mr. Evans. Thank you very much.
Your favourite scene?
Yeah, but I can't say it on telly.
You must have a favourite scene.
I have, but I can't say it on telly.
What's the other one?
The other one? No, there's lots. No, there's lots of them, but we can't say our favourite, can we? Well, yeah. Okay, Monty, you. Well, Monty, you terrible cunt.
No, Bruce's script. There it is. Written on the kitchen table. There it is. So that was a nice opening bid for Richard's script. How about?
This is the most astonishing lot here that Bruce Robinson wrote 30 winters ago on an old Olivetti. And it's got notes by Vivian McCarroll, who Withnail was based on. I'm only paraphrasing what Bruce told me. And it's an absolute gem.
Spelling correct.
Spelling corrections by Vivian, not notes, I'm sorry.
£1,000, thank you. £1,000 off and 11 over there. 12, 13, sir, in the distance. 12 has it here in front of £1,200. 13, 14, 14 at the moment. 14, 15, 16, 17, sir. 17 somewhere else. I'm looking for 16. I've got here at £1,600 at 16. 6,000. Thank you, sir. Here at £6,000. All for a fantastic cause at 6,000. 6,000. 6,500. 6,500. 7, sir. 6,500. Thank you very much, sir. So it's back in the middle. Selling at 6,005. Back in, sir. 6,500 then, all done. Sold to you, sir. 6,500. Thank you very much. £1,000, please, at £1,000. 1,000, well done, so £1,000. At £1,000. Any advance at £1,000. All these flashlights going off. 11 there. Where are you, sir? It's £1,100. Shook the lady. 1,200, thank you, £1,200 here. 1,500, thank you, sir, £1,500. Where are you going? We're halfway towards it, £1,500. 1,500. 15 has this at 15. 1,800 at the back. 2,000, sir, £2,000. More like, go 5-5. He's looking strong. You sure? Well done for pushing him up. 5 at the very back at the moment then. For Withnail's coat at £5,000. Last chance, Ash it. No more, it's in the middle now. No, I'm going to sell it. £5,000 to you, sir. Thank you very much. 5,000 on yours. We now have 3 replica Camberwell carrots. We started with 3. I hope we still have them. Okay, kindly made by Steve Payne, who was the props master on the film, responsible for the original version.
And Wesley Pepiat, the other props man's annotated prop script.
We're going to throw that in as well. So you've got the script, Wesley Pepiat's script, and the Camberwell. No, we're going to sell the whole kit caboodle together. Got to be here all that. £100? £200, well done, madam. £200, sees it off at £200. £250. Last chance for these carrots at £400. No more now, all done. Here then, £450 back in. Really work. £450, it's over there at £450. Guest lady here at £450. Any advance at £450? Selling there, it's yours at £450, sir. Thank you very much at £450. Jenny? Jenny goes to the halfway down the aisle. On the right. Just put your hand up, sir. We'll take your details. We have one final lot tonight. For this is a spare coat that was used in the film. How much for it? What do you think, Paul? Take it off his back. £100 for the goat, £100 anywhere. At £100. £100. Well done, madam. I've got 150 here. 150, 200. £200, thank you, madam. Yours at the moment, £200. 250 in the distance. 250 is right over there. 3 I see you now, madam. Selling at 4 to the lady. 450, thank you, sir. At 450 now. 450. Go on, madam. £500, well done. 550. 550, she rushes out. I believe it's yours, sir. £550, your last chance tonight. At 550, nowhere else I'm selling. 550. £600, well done, sir. £600, we haven't quite finished yet. 650. 650. Keep going, sir. 650. It's against you, Mr. Baker. £650, no more. £700. Thank you, Mr. Baker, for making another £100 for us. It's at £700 on the aisle. No more. 7, it's yours, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen, for all your bidding.
Thank you. Any questions before the party? Shout out now, fast. Any questions? Yes, your question. I'm going to repeat it back to you. What happened to the ATP? I got 2% for my maths mock O-level. I cannot help you. Any other questions? Yeah. If I give you 20 quid, will I sound? Take you away for the weekend, my darling. Yes. Any questions for the cast about the film? Please come up. Any questions? Yes, from for the cast. Why was the Thames Valley Vegetable Association attacked? We've been asked questions for the last 13 years. We've never been asked that before. You obviously come from them. I have no idea. Bruce Robinson has scarpered. I have no idea. Yes. Was the inclusion of the M25 sign deliberate? No, but it was incomplete, and that was the bit of motorway that we could get on. And as you can see, the same cars kept appearing from Penrith to anywhere. You have to ask somebody else a question. Please pick up a microphone. Any question?
What's happened to Ed's hair?
What has happened to
Presuming Ed's hair.
presuming Ed's hair? Please explain. Presuming Ed.
You want to know what happened to my hair? I'll see you tomorrow, yeah? Have a nice evening.
Who else is going to ask a question? But I'm going to sign some stuff here. Richard. Please ask Richard Griffiths a question. Yes. How do you spell Umska?
I believe you'll find the Oxford English Dictionary has it down as O-O-M-S-K-A. I think it's Anglo-Saxon, probably Indo-Teutonic, indicative of deep brown and runny. It's usually when one bullishly offers to have a chicken tikka masala on top of vindaloo. And before you can get home, you are treading through the beastly umska. Quite right, too. I'm sorry to say that young Withnail is somewhat rather underdressed this evening. I did ask, it was jacket and tie. We are in the western extremities of the metropolis. There you are, what can one do with youth these days? These days very little. In the old days.
Were you aware at the time that you were making such a cult
It
classic?
felt great. No, we had no idea. No idea. And then when I was saying to the chaps up there, when the picture premiered, it was damned with faint praise. People said, "Oh, it's all right," and that was about how enthusiastic they were. It was kind of, I think it's terrific. No, I think it's, and that's what it was like. And we all got so depressed and disappointed, and went away and licked our wounds. Grant did all right. The Americans liked it and gave him a job. Nobody else.
So what brought about this resurgence of the
It's the bubble. It's the growing, bubbling audience, the underground audience, the actual grassroots audience of students and young people who tune into it, who hear the truthfulness of how it's written, who hear the harshness of the dialogue, the boldness of the swearing. I mean, even now it shocks you. I mean, this is 13 years ago. I mean, like public
the LL check-in.
entertainment, it was
Are you sure you packed the
I think
bags
that may have stood against it, actually. People said, well, we're not going to say this is any good because it was awful. And it's got homosexuality in it, or as a theme, or it would appear so, and drug taking. They don't seem to be against that. And excessive drinking, and boorish behaviour in public, going into tea rooms and saying, we want the finest wines known to humanity. And everything against it, everything about it, for, you know, the middle of the road market in those days was negative. And they just wouldn't actually, they just weren't strong enough or bold enough to sit back and watch it and say, well, I know it's unpleasant, but that's what happens on the street. I think that's why students and young people liked it. Because that's what I'm saying about truthfulness. It is unpleasant, but that's what goes on.
Oh, Richard, that's the one. Hang on, keep it there. Where the girls?
This is not called pouring for publicity. We were the only. We'd never done a film before. I'd never done one, and I know you hadn't done one. He's a big telly star now, and
we were a bit green, weren't we?
Yeah, and it was.
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, there was a
I
sense
knew it was brilliant.
that all of us were. It was like us against the world kind of feeling. That we'd gone up to Penrith to make this film. Everybody said that the title would have to be changed. There were no women. There were no. Crocodile Dundee was the big box office success at the time, that you had to have that. There was no story, there were no women, there were no car chases. They said, well, what's it about? So I left it on a shelf for a couple of years, and then, you know, it just grew and grew and grew.
Two fellas talking.
Yeah.
So
two guys and a gay uncle.
Did it change your lives then?
Changed mine completely. And if Daniel Day-Lewis had done it, I wouldn't be standing here tonight.
Ken Branagh. It was nearly Ken Branagh.
Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis and Kenneth Branagh.
I was Mike Maloney. Yeah. You were Ken Branagh.
Yeah.
So, were you aware that, you know, when you were making it? Because I mean, it was so funny. Were you kind of like laughing all the time?
Yeah, but you know when you're doing something that's meant to be hysterically funny, it's hard, isn't it? It's mad.
You got to
The
sort of play it
director's
for
really
real.
superstitious as well. And
If anybody laughed,
you
he
know,
would say, right, we can't. We have to
sometimes the
take
crew
it
would
again.
fall about laughing.
Yeah.
And he'd go, no.
Yeah.
He'd say that, you know, he was always miserable, wasn't he? Yeah. He'd be going, you know, he said, if they're laughing now, it's going to die in the cinema. And we'd be going,
So I mean, did you have any idea how it was going to be received?
No idea, but I think it was that thing where I read the script and I thought, this is extraordinary. I've never read anything like it. It made me laugh right down to the bottom of my gonads. And I thought, well, maybe if other people have the same sensibility, that'll translate. And obviously, it seems to have done somewhere online,
And
but not at the time.
How much of each of the characters are in you? I mean, obviously.
Oh, this is
more
Bruce
extreme.
Robbins. This is Bruce Robinson and Vivian McCarroll, who the Withnail character is based on, and Paul's character is, I think, based on Bruce Robinson, his entire autobiographical experiences at the time. So, yeah, it's their story.
Was it easier in some ways to be teetotal like you are, to be able to do that because you're then able to observe?
Oh no, I wish I could drink so that I could be absolutely. You know, sure, I would have done it better if I was a big
don't think you
drinker.
could have done. Honestly, don't think you could have done.
That's sweet of you.
I think you could have done. I mean, that was the terrifying thing when we first started. Robinson, of course, who likes to drink himself, was saying, you know, that, you know, if you're a bad drunk act, we're dead.
Right.
This is another one of his maxims, you know.
Yeah.
We're dead here, we're dead over there.
Yeah, I was
And he
terrified.
going,
I was terrified when he
you know,
cast me when he found out that I didn't drink and I didn't smoke.
He was
I thought, oh,
mortified.
Anyway.
Really?
But in the events, it was fantastic. But of course, you can't do those things. You can't really do it. You can't really smoke. You can't really drink when you do them.
So, you've been asked it a million times. Favourite line?
Another one that Uncle Monty says to him, he said, he's so mauve, we don't know what he's up to. Just so daft. I used to weep in butcher shops as a youth. I want the finest wines available to me, I don't want them here, I want them now.
I love the we've come on holiday by mistake. I love
Yeah.
that line anyway. But you know what my favourite bit is? Where they're in the cottage and he gets the postcard to say he's got a job.
Oh yeah.
And his face, best bit of acting in the film, his face where he just says, well done.
And you
know,
know
that was it. It was bittersweet, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get shouted out in the street still with lines?
Yeah. Scrubbers, perfume ponce, happened to me the other day.
Someone
Ponce.
wrote that on my pavement outside
Ponce.
my house. Perfume ponce with an arrow
Forehead.
pointing up to my front door.